everybody. It's Angie Rupert, founder of Rupert Law Group. We handle exclusively E-2 and E-1 visas. And so no matter what treaty country you're from or where you want to be in the U.S., we can help. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about using a trucking company as the E-2 visa business. So the first question that I normally get about this, have you done this before? Yes, this is a very common E-2 visa business, and we have helped people from multiple countries, but primarily Canada get this. Of course, any country is eligible. Canada residents just kind of happen to be the ones that call us the most regarding this specific type of business. But yes, we can do it. We have done it, and we'd love to help you as well. So some of the common questions that we get, aside from, do you have experience with this and are they approvable? Yes and yes, are about using the truck as part of the investment. Can I use the truck as the investment? So let's break it down a little bit, because the answer is, of course, as in all things in the E-2 visa, maybe. So number one, where did you buy the truck? Or let's back it up. Do you own the truck? Do you own it? Do you lease it? That's going to make a huge difference. If you are leasing it from a Canadian company, you likely will not be able to use that as part of the investment. First of all, you don't own it. Second of all, many times a company that is financing something will not want it to be used in another business other than how it was originally purchased, and definitely not located and based in another country. So please keep that in mind. Are you leasing it from a U.S. company? Then yes, you may be able to use those lease payments, but keep in mind, it's not the entire value of the truck. It's the lease payment, right? So I know, because I've dealt with people who have leased semi-trucks in the United States, those are really big lease payments. So it could add up over a little bit of time, but keep in mind that the lease payments will only be able to be used, first of all, if the lease company is in the United States. Second of all, if we can prove who paid for those lease payments, right? That's kind of part of those source of funds requirements, which we talked about in other videos. And number three, if it's in furtherance of the U.S. business. If not, then maybe we cannot use it. Maybe it was leased for a different type of business or somebody else or something like that. So we'd have to dig in a little bit. Those are for leases. Do you own the truck? Then yes, you can usually use the truck as part of the investment. If you purchase the truck in the United States, great. We'll obviously need all of the sale documents and proof that you purchased it yourself and that you own it, or your company owns it. Obviously, we can get into those details on a case-by-case basis. But what if you bought it in Canada? Can you still use it? Yeah, maybe. The one thing, though, for investments for E-2s that are actually made outside of the United States, remember that E-2 visa is about investment in the United States, not an investment in Canada or Mexico or some other country, right? So if you bought the truck and we have proof that it's owned and you paid for it and all of those things in Canada or Mexico or any other country, then it usually needs to be located inside the United States at the time of application. That way we can show that it's used in furtherance of this business and that the truck is now in the United States to be used in the United States and to make money through this company in the United States. So what that means is that you may not have access to that truck for 2 to 3 months while the application is pending. Keep that in mind. That is sometimes a deal breaker for some truck owners who are running their Canadian or Mexican or other companies in their home country until they get the E-2. If it was purchased in another country, it will need to be physically located in the United States while the application is pending. Again, that could be 2 or 3 months. So please keep that in mind. However, if you purchase the truck in the United States and we have all of the documents to show that you purchased it, you owned it, all of those things, then yeah, you can use it. How much of the investment can be the truck or the trucks if you have multiples? So as you probably know, most law firms, ours included, recommend that you invest at least $100,000. So if you own your truck outright, right, and we're not dealing with those lease payments, but if you own it outright, we would recommend that it's never more than about 50 or 60% of the entire investment, okay? So if your truck is valued at $70,000, you should invest at least probably another between $40,000 and $60,000 maybe in a variety of other things. Because remember, the E-2 visa is about a business, not an item. So if your truck is worth $200,000 and you move it to the United States, congratulations, you now own a truck in the United States. That is not a business, that is a truck. So yes, you can use it, but you will need additional cash to make some additional investments. It could be not that much money, right? You might be able to invest 50, 60,000 extra dollars and then use the truck as the balance. That is possible, but you will need an additional investment. Other things to keep in mind when starting a trucking company in the United States: insurance, permits, and licensing. Okay, so those can be a little difficult. However, there are companies in the United States that can help people specifically through those topics. You may, depending on kind of where the business is located, your background, etc., be able to use some of these businesses as your license. You could enter your business under their license. Really depends a lot on a variety of factors in your case. However, with that said, the trucking business is a great business for E-2 visas. We've done it, we love it, and we'd love to talk to you about your trucking business, whether you're from Canada or any country. Please give us a call and let's talk about it.